Hello and welcome back to this catalyst breakdown of DFNS. So this is a stock that ran 500% in the last 3 days, and in this video I'm going to break down the catalyst, explain why this was a Class A strategic accumulation event, how I saw it pre-market, but how I also missed it on the first day. Make sure to stay until the end because there is a major lesson learned from this catalyst if you are trading microcaps on catalysts like I do. Let's get right into it. The catalyst was a simple disclosure of nearly 17% stake that a specialized defense contractor took in DFNS. So how is that making a stock run 500% in 3 days? Well, let's break it down then. If we evaluate the setup before the opening bell, there were 3 primary fundamental drivers that made this catalyst a grade A catalyst. The first fundamental point was that this was a top-tier validation for a distressed microcap. So prior to the news, DFNS was a heavily beaten down microcap, sitting just under 20 cents. As you can see here, it was really heavily beaten down, struggling with cash burn as well, and down roughly 89% over the past year. When a specialized defense contractor, I think the name was XSE Security, steps in and buy a massive, the stake was 16.67 equity, it provides an immediate stamp of institutional validation. It signals to the market that a knowledgeable defense contractor knows or believes that the underlying assets of this company are massively undervalued. Well, naturally, the next step is strategic potential M&As and synergies. So DFNS had already been attempting to pivot into defense, previously acquiring anti-missiles, drone navigation, defense tech, etc. So here is the direct peer. So the specialized defense contractor, a direct peer in defense space, takes a double-digit equity position. The market immediately begins pricing in strategic synergies, joint venture contracts, or outright takeover scenario. And the last point is more of a technical point, the float lockup calculation. So this stake instantly removes roughly 16.7% of the total outstanding shares of an already tiny float from public circulation. So that creates an artificial supply shock on a microcap with an existing short interest. Now, why did I miss this trade? And I'm guessing many traders did at the open. Pre-market, the stock was up, so I saw the news pre-market, and I also saw the pre-market action, which actually looked very decent. So there was, good catalyst, good pre-market action. The next thing is just volume at the open. And this is, I'm guessing, what most retail traders expect when such catalyst comes up for a stock. So they expect immediate rocket ship right at the open. But this is not what happened for DFNS. So when DFNS opened, it didn't take off. And essentially between 9 until half 11, the stock just drifted sideways, going between $6.5 to $7.5 range. So it was really just going sideways and going nowhere. So naturally, I wasn't, after say 11, I wasn't really watching it. And I think this is what most retail traders do. They see that the price action is pretty flat, sideways. They assume that the catalyst failed and they move on. But actually, from my experience, when a catalyst fails, the price action looks a little bit different. And I'm going to explain what I mean here. But there was a tell sign that something was building up for the stock, and this is actually part of the lesson that a major takeaway from this particular case. But here's what happens for DFNS. So around midday, it breaks out. This is the 5-minute chart. It breaks out on decent volume, on decent dollar volume, and it just continues its course higher. And now here's the little tell sign that something was building up for DFNS the entire morning. So if you look at the 5-minute chart here during the morning, DFNS was quietly signaling strength because it stayed strictly above VWAP, and above all MAs without breaking down. And when you look at pre-market action, it was pretty much the same, especially here, because this is where trading opens in the US. So more volume comes in. And here you can see that the stock is trading above all MAs. So the stock was signaling strength very quietly. And it should have never gone from my watch list. So here are the main takeaways from DFNS. Ultra low float. I think the float here was 1 million shares. An insider stake. That means watch list all day, not just the open. So when the ticker combines these two characteristics, micro float and the 2 million shares with a major stake, it cannot be discarded just because it sits quiet at 10 a.m. That's number one. And second is use price and volume alerts. Keep these setups on a secondary monitor with a breakout alert sit right above the morning consolidation. So for example, put in alert above the opening range breakout or opening range high or pre-market high. That way you can actually see what's happening, or you can come and check what's happening if the stock starts breaking during the day. And the last thing I want to say is that I looked at some past tickers that kind of are similar to this microcap, and it does seem that there is this midday expansion that kind of happens frequently. Microfloats with structural supply shock like this frequently experience their real moves during midday liquidity squeezes when the rest of the market looks away. So that covers the breakdown for DFNS. If you found this analysis helpful, leave me a like and subscribe for more catalyst breakdowns, and thanks for watching.